Respect for people, the first rule of lean that everyone forgets. In this video, I'm going to share with you my experiences from going to Japan with Paul Akers and a number of folks from our company, and what I experienced when seeing firsthand what respect for people and respect for resources really means, and how I plan to bring it back in my life, and what I think we can do here in the Western world and in North America and beyond, what we can do to implement this concept for the betterment of construction everywhere we go. So if you're interested in that, please stay with us. So I'm super excited about this, and I'm going to do a whole series. I think I've got about 30 topics that I'm going to do on YouTube specifically covering and capturing that Japan experience. Now, real quick before I start, I want to say, Japan, oh my gosh, I'm so tired of hearing it. Like, everybody that hears it gets to a threshold where they're like, enough, I don't want to hear anymore. But let me give you a different perspective. Here's the deal. After World War II, there are other countries that were involved in this, but I'm going to specifically mention the United States, helped not in conquering, but rebuilding the country. Brought in production specialists, statisticians, W. Edwards Deming, really helped rebuild their schools. A lot of what you see today in Japan came from post-World War II influence from the United States and other countries. Okay, so I want to make that absolutely clear. So when we go over and say, oh my gosh, here are these amazing concepts, and you hear a Japanese word or you see Japanese characters, we're learning about Japan and the awesomeness that is there and their origins, and we're learning about ourselves, things that we have seemingly forgotten. And so these concepts are going to take us to the next level. So don't worry about the Japanese terms, don't worry about the characters, embrace them, bring them in, because true lean is learning from other peoples and cultures and actually doing something with it and then innovating from there. So the first concept that I'm going to talk about is respect for people. And Hal Makeomer has told me many times the translation isn't exactly respect for people. It can be respect for people, or respect for humanity, or respect for human nature, or respect for somebody's inherent value. When we did the trip with Paul Akers, when you apply, it's pretty rough. You get to read like 7 or 8 books, multiple articles, and basically go through a lot of rigorous training. In fact, I got to 100 push-ups a day and got into some physical shape, and still had a hard time keeping up with the 30 to 50,000 steps a day, and still got a little bit sick and had to they eventually on Thursday, they gave me some magic Japanese medicine and I snapped out of it, but it was tough. I mean, this was like an above MBA level, above master's level course. It was absolutely phenomenal. And I found out that there's a couple of things that lead to where the Japanese are when they come to respect for people. Number one, they have a Buddhist and Shinto background, and in the Shinto temples, you see all kinds of imagery about the innate worth of the human. In fact, they have mirrors, I've talked about this before, that reflect yourself back to you, and this concept of alignment with nature. And then post-World War II, you bring the good parts of Judeo-Christian ethics into the society, and now you have this concept of Bushido, which the original term means the way of the warrior, but really it means the ethics and the core of their belief systems. But in some other parts of the world, you have and this is all relevant, this is not political, this is all lean construction items. We think, oh, there's a homeless person under the bridge, oh, they brought that on themselves, or hey, there's somebody or a social group that's not like me, we'll throw them away. Or, hey, let's think that this whole group or class of people can go to hell and they're just going to be thrown away for eternity. That happens a lot in Western worlds and in lots of different countries in the world. They don't think like that in Japan. Every human being has innate value and innate worth, and they blame the process, not the person. And the idea is to elevate everyone together. In fact, I didn't see a single homeless person there. I've switched my perspective on that. I think, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, how can I help? And bring everybody together. I remember Paul Akers saying that when somebody brought up a question to the Japanese school teachers of what do you do with kids left behind, they were confused. What do you mean left behind? We actually went to the schools ourselves, and the concept was foreign to them, because if somebody's behind, and I've seen their school systems, and I've seen this in action, somebody's behind, the school children rally to to help that person. Another story was Nicholas Modig talking about, he grew up for a different period in Japan. And I love Western culture in the United States, but he brought that Western like competition, this vibe to sports. And he was criticizing this Japanese kid who made a mistake out in the field playing sports. And some of the other Japanese kids were like, whoa, 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 hold on. He's doing his best. Like, let's be easy with him and help him shoulder to shoulder. And so this concept of respect for people, before I went, I thought it was this. It's so much deeper. And so I just want to showcase just a couple of things that happened to me that like really showcase this, and I'm going to tie it into construction. Number one, I get there, everything's clean, don't see any trash. All of the bathrooms clean you better than when you went in. I mean, it's the craziest thing ever. People are running to help. I go into this store, and these stores are crazy. They have like 8 or 9, crazy cool, 8 or 9 different levels, all different things. All the products are like top quality. They have like 130 different types of hair dryers for different types of hair. Like, they are so meticulous about everything. And I was trying to buy whiskey or wine or some other gift for our host because we went to these different places and these people in Japan were taking their time. And I asked a question, and this older gentleman, he didn't speak English and he knew I was speaking English. This old man hunched over like I remember my grandma was, working his best, looks at me, smiles, and runs to go find somebody for me. I've never seen anything like it, and is excited and pulls somebody back that knows how to speak English to help me. I'm like, what just happened here? Like, this happens over and over and over. Paul Akers, I remember before the trip, did a little video to the group chat for the Team 71 for the Japan tour. And he's in tears, like talking about how somebody at the airport stopped everything they were doing and went out and helped. And then another story he shared was where he asked in Japanese for the bathroom. Somebody pointed and gave instructions. Then he's like, okay, I got it. He goes outside. Somebody outside hears he asked the question, gets up from their table and says, I will show you, and took him all the way down to the end to show him the bathroom. This is what I'm talking about. Whatever we think it is, it's times 100. Everybody going to multiple different cities and towns, everybody's acting like this. You go on the escalator and everybody moves to the left so that anybody late can go to the right. I've also seen that in France, but I don't see that anywhere else. Everybody works in unison and has an absolute respect for humanity. The other thing is, I didn't see, there's a concept that in Asian cultures, it could be in other countries, but in Japan, that there's a shame culture, didn't see it. That there's disrespect for women, didn't see it. That there's underpinnings in the culture, tried to find it, didn't find it. What I found was, and this was the concept, and Kevin really brought this to me. Kevin is the chief visionary officer in the company, and he taught me this. He said, I keep seeing this concept of shoulder to shoulder. And one thing that almost made me cry was, there's this saying that says, children learn by looking at the backs of their fathers, meaning by modeling. And we saw in every circumstance that if there was a leader, they would help people shoulder to shoulder, not blaming, not firing, not throwing them away, work with them and help elevate them shoulder to shoulder. And they're a free market capitalistic society. They're not a socialist society. They have basically statewide amazing healthcare, and I didn't see any homeless people. And the concept of shoulder to shoulder was so impactful for me. I texted my kids. I said, in the past, you've been scared. I'm like, go figure it out. Go figure it out. I'm like, kids, you need something, I'm going to work with you shoulder to shoulder from now on. And that's leadership. And what that looks like in construction is perfectly clean bathrooms, perfectly clean site, perfectly clean lunch areas, that we actually like elevate everybody's experience. And instead of yelling and blaming and basically becoming toxic, we work shoulder to shoulder to help people. And I'm going to close out by saying, we will never understand this concept until we understand that every human has innate value and can never be thrown away, never be left behind, and that every system on a construction site must elevate them and respect the humanity that is in each and every person. So I have a challenge. My call to action isn't some sales thing. My call to action is, what can we do? What can you do on your construction sites tomorrow that will elevate a fundamental respect for people and resources, which they're two separate things, on your project sites? I hope you've enjoyed this video. On we go.